The Google Gang Podcast.
They say every 8 weeks, don't they? But I do it for like 11 because I think that's just how they get money out of you.
Yeah.
So, because it's like 50 quid a time, so...
Who's saying, like, your hair is not much longer than mine, so why is yours 50 quid and mine's like 14 quid?
Because I'm a woman, so they like to milk it for it. No, because I used to go to cheap, shitty places, right? I'd go to places that were like a tenner, but then it would look like you've had your hair done for a tenner. It looked really shit. So, and now I go to this place on Deansgate, and now they charge me like 50 quid a time. But to be fair, it's, you know...
I got my hair cut in a convenience store, and you could really tell that I'd had my hair cut in a convenience store.
What, like a spa or a Nisa or something?
Nah, it was just like, it was a place in Hume, and it was a guy that was selling like, you know, energy drinks and crisps out the front and doing like short back and sides, you know, in the back room. And one of my jokes while I was on stage was just, I really regret getting my hair cut in a convenience store because my hair looked that shit and it would always get a laugh. Like, you know how I get enough flack about my hair as it is? Oh,
Why?
everyone's giving...
What's wrong with your hair? It's just regular
too long,
boy
it's
hair.
too short, I don't style it. Like, everyone just has a go at me about my hair. Because they just can't, right?
But yeah, they are. But
People in
it
this
just looks
world.
like regular boy hair to me. It doesn't look any different.
I know.
But I don't see men, so...
Just
you
a
know,
regular...
You all look the same
I
to
don't
me.
see men! What is that like for you? Just explain that to me.
So what is that like? So you know when people say, like, oh, don't you find him or her really attractive? You know, like... I mean, you don't have to be gay to know if another guy is attractive, yeah? But I'm quite face blind as it is. Like, if I meet somebody, the next time I see them, I still might not know who they are, and especially if it's a guy, that's really bad, I know. But genuinely, I'll be like, and he'll be like, you know, we've met before, and I'll go, yeah, I remember, yeah, you're and they'll be like, yeah, you don't remember me, it's all not. So I'm really sorry, I don't. It's just you all look the same.
Really?
Just like another white straight guy. I'm like, I can't do it. It's so bad, but I do have genuine memory issues anyway, so it's like I do struggle to remember people and things, and you know. But no, I recognise you because I've met you more than 6 times.
Yes, good. That's the magic number, is
that
it?
is
It's
the
6 times.
6. On the 7th day, I rest.
Yeah, 7th day I rest my head.
Yeah, I know Matt now, so that's fine. Are you Matt or Matty? What do you prefer?
Matty for the purposes of this exercise.
Okay.
You can call me whatever you like. Like I'm Matty Shaw on the comedy scene, just because that rolls off the tongue. It's a great stage name.
Yeah.
But it is my real name. But Matthew, you know, to my family, and Matt to, you know, my old friends.
Young Matthew.
Yeah, young Matthew. What's
Pursuing his comedy career in Englandshire. Doing very well.
Doing all right, going okay. So let's talk about being a lesbian, because that's the most exciting thing for me.
That is the most exciting thing about me. So.
Well, let's start on a high and let's slowly filter our way down.
I love it. Wow, okay, so that's the most exciting thing for you. Fucking hell. You're about to be introduced to the most boring lesbian on the planet. I am the most boring person on the planet.
Why?
I don't know, maybe, I think a lot of straight guys think that's really exciting, you know, maybe it's a porn thing, I don't know.
What, you being boring? Or you being a lesbian?
Yeah, like I'm a real lesbian, whereas like a lot of guys they'll watch porn, won't they, and then they'll think, oh, that's hot, and then really it's just some boyish looking dyke like me. That's the reality, you know, who wears braces at the age of 30. That's what you get.
Why did you get the braces?
Oh, because my teeth were fine, there was like nothing wrong with them, but they were just kind of in the wrong place, and then I was getting pain because of that, so they said the only way that you'll stop getting pain is to pull them all apart basically and get braces. So and I kept thinking as well, without being a terrible feminist, but I didn't want to start stand-up comedy feeling like an absolute munter. You just feel like fucking hell. Because that's the thing, you're talking because you talk, don't you, and everyone's looking at you speaking, and it's like your gob that does the work, isn't it? That's the whole point of stand-up. I thought,
so what did your mouth used to look like?
Well, not I don't know, just teeth in the wrong place, like just kind of, and I still had one baby tooth, that was why.
Okay.
So the others were kind of trying to move around that. And I know
it was supposed to have left, but it
never
hadn't left,
did.
and everyone was trying to move around it.
Exactly, and it was
like
solid.
That friend you let sleep on your couch for like, oh, I'll just be here for a week, and then they're there 4 months later.
Yeah, and this is a really gross thing, right? I went to go get it removed before the braces go on. Like, she had to remove that baby tooth, and even she was like, "Fuck me, this is tough." And when she pulled it out, it snapped, and there was still a shard left in my gum.
No.
And I was lying in the chair for like half an hour while she like cut open my gums to like ply it out, and I was just lying there like, this is my life now. I'm like, what have I done?
Way.
So yeah, I've regretted the braces ever since, but it's fine.
So how long have you had the braces on for?
so about maybe 10 months now. So I've got another 11 months left or something.
I'm going to ask a controversial and possibly inappropriate question, because
Go for it.
lesbians make love in a very unique way, and do you find the braces make that difficult?
But that's the joke I make on stage. That's the joke. Yeah, I've said, the joke I make in my set about my wife not being into FGM, so I can't go down on her for 2 years. Because nobody wants to go out with Hannibal Leather, do they?
No, they don't. Fucking hell. So how do you work around that?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that.
Oh.
I've never really. I just thought I wrote it in my set, and I was like, I'm actually going to have to think about that one day. There are other things. There are other things we can do.
I know.
Magical things.
I know.
Magical things.
Do you feel like lesbians have clocked the game? Like, do you feel like it's just better? Like, you got two women, and women have a certain way of doing things, and you've got two of you as like a little team? Or do you feel like it's still, there's like a masculine and a feminine role, even though you're both?
All right. I feel like we're both definitely female, and I always stress this. It's like, even if you see two women who identify as women, and they're both lesbians or a couple or whatever, and even if they both happen to be the manliest looking lesbians on the planet, stereotypically,
they're still women.
They're still women.
Biologically.
I mean, that's the thing. You can be any kind of man or woman you want. You don't have to stick to like these rigid gender roles, do you? But no, me and my wife, right, we're both we're typically women if we're going to talk about the stereotype of a woman, the social construction of woman. We're very, I think we're very in tune with each other. We find it easy, and it is like having a female best friend at the same time, because I know you can. I have a male best friend, so he is my best mate. I've known him since school, but I did used to have a female best friend, but because she was religious, I lost her really. So my gayness was too much for our friendship. So I lost my only female best friend. So
how old were you when you came out?
Oh, I was like maybe 16, 17.
Okay, so you lost it in high school.
Yeah, so I lost my best friend when I was about 18, 19 or something. Okay. So it was about a year or two after I came out, and she kind of realised that I wasn't just, joking. That it was like 2 years on, I was still keeping it up.
I love the Christian mindset of like,
she'll just grow out of this one, yeah.
She'll grow out of liking women because all must like men.
Exactly, yeah. So, everything was just a bit too much for her. So I lost her, but then around the same time was when I met my now wife.
Yeah.
And because we had so much in common, it was the best thing that could have happened to me, really, because I was so upset at losing my best friend, but then she came along at the same time, and it was like I'd known her for a million years. That's what it felt like, and we just clicked, and it was, had everything in common. She became my new best friend as well as my partner. So, I've been very lucky, really, because most of my friends are guys. I do have a lot of friends that are girls as well, but I'll just hang out with anyone I get on with. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
But I remember at the time, obviously, losing the female best friend, it did make me think, oh shit, who can I complain to about periods and stuff like that. I could tell my male best friend all that, but he'll just be like, ugh.
I really want to hear about this.
Yeah, exactly. Like typical guy, just pretending to be grossed out by blood, but of course he'll watch like horror films and stuff like that, where people are hacking each other apart.
It's so different though.
It's not different.
Do you not think that's different?
I can watch my vagina bleed, but I can't watch like a ghost film. That's weird. Bleeding's totally normal,
Oh, it is, but it isn't. Like, I feel like for me, I've said this on this podcast before, but like, when I don't have a girlfriend or didn't have a girlfriend in those single lad times, I'm just doing myself. I'm completely ignorant to the idea of what women around me are going through.
Yeah.
Now that I have a girlfriend, I'm so conscious of it because it's something that I have to be aware of with someone close to me is experiencing that at that time. But I think guys all the time should take that into account and be like, oh, why is she being such a bitch? Like, whatever. Like, all these like statements, and I'm just like, well, you don't actually know what's going on. Like, there's so many more complex biological things happening within a woman's mind than there is in a bloke, I feel like. Yeah. Like, women are far more complex creatures, and that's why I'm so fascinated.
Yeah, we have a lot going on. We deal with a lot of prejudice and then bullshit as well. And then on top of that, you're judged basically on the fact that you have a vagina and you have a period, right? And the thing is, everyone has periods differently, yeah? Some people, there's that stereotype of women get really moody and hormonal. It does change your mindset, and it does change your body physically during that time. Like you'll sweat more, you'll just be more tired the week leading up to it. You just feel like shit for no reason. You feel like you're coming down with the flu sometimes, right? Some women get angry. I just get more kind of anxious and worried. Like I mither over everything a lot more. I worry about what people think more. You just become more self-aware, if that makes sense. Like you become more self-conscious, and then your period come along and you're like, that's why.
Do you feel like it was an inefficient concept of evolution, whether it was God who created it or however we were created? Do you feel like the once a month is just inefficient, like it's too regular?
Well, it's a nature thing, isn't it? And it's there for reproductive and cleaning out purposes, isn't it? But for me, I never ever want kids, so yeah, it really fucking pisses me off. Because do you know, I added up something the other week, and Fiona were talking about it, and it was something like the average woman spends like 20 grand in a lifetime on sanitary products, like painkillers, all that kind of stuff. So you have to spend the equivalent of like a year's salary just on something that's totally natural. Yeah. And you just know that if it was a man thing, it would be free. It would be just, all of that shit would be free. Even down to chocolate bars and days off. And it's
would all be accounted for.
Yeah, so it's like, I feel like the year that I've just worked, all of that's just going to get spent on Tampax and Cadbury's and...
Tampax and Cadbury's. That's the name of this podcast.
Yes.
Write it down. Tampax and Cadbury's. I'm writing it down.
If that was ever something that I wanted to be known for, that's it, clearly. I mean,
Oh God.
That can also be the name of my biography as well. Two things I always worry about whether I have in the house or not. Yeah. Is Tampax, Cadbury's.
I'm more of a Galaxy man myself.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, Galaxy's a lot smoother.
And Kinder.
And Kinder. I've introduced you to hippos. Happy hippos.
Happy hippos. Do yourself a fucking favour. If you're in England, grab yourself a happy hippo. And if you're one of our Australian listeners, well, suck a fat dick and enjoy the sun, because you don't have Kinder happy hippos.
Or you could post some home, but they'll probably melt on.
I know. The planes get warm as they pull into Queensland. The hippos are like sweating, being like, take us back to the rainforest.
Yeah, we don't have that fucking anti-melt shit in our chocolate.
We've also got Swizzler's rainbow drops. I did ask Heather to bring me in some classic English snacks.
I don't think it's really classic.
She is definitely
like a Yorkshire pudding or something. You were probably thinking something more like that, but no, I've gone for
Yorkshire pudding's lovely.
Yeah,
we had Yorkshire puddings last night. My beautiful girlfriend cooked us a lovely roast with Yorkshire puddings. Had chicken, peas.
Have you had a toad in the hole yet?
Is that like the egg inside the bit of toast?
No, it's like it's a sausage inside of a Yorkshire pudding and then gravy. So it's called a toad in the hole, and I don't know why.
Oh.
I mean, I don't eat like meat, but I've had a veggie version of it and it's fine. But it's I don't know. I don't think people eat them that much these days. I don't know. But you can buy like pre-made ones and you put them in the oven, so it's like frozen food, and it looks really weird when you pull it out the packet, because it's just a sort of flat Yorkshire pudding with two sausages stuck in the middle. It's just really disgusting looking, but everyone's like,
Everyone's like, toad in the hole, welcome to the north. Exactly. So whereabouts are you originally from?
Oh, I'm from everywhere. So basically, I was born in Nottingham, and then moved to Preston, but I don't remember any of those because I was like a baby. Okay. Then I moved right down south to Bournemouth.
Good thing you don't remember Preston. That's probably for the best.
Yeah, that is definitely for the best. And then I moved right down to Bournemouth, down south, until I was about 8 years old or something, and then moved up to Oswestry outside Wales and lived there for another 8 years. Then moved from there to Staffordshire, where I last was before I moved to Manchester.
Staffordshire, like Stoke, Staffordshire?
Yeah. So not far from Stoke. It's like a small town in between Stoke and Stafford. So it's like, that's why I don't really have an accent, because I've kind of lived everywhere. So
you are very easy to understand.
Yeah, that for you it's probably like, this is the English I was taught.
It's like a dream. Like, we had Chris Copestake on before, and he's very northern.
Really? Where's he from? Like, what part of?
Grimsby.
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what Bovril is?
Yeah, it's like a disgusting. It's like if you cooked what came out of a cow's arse and then heated it up. It's like a soup. It's what is it?
That is not the way Chris.
It's gravy, isn't it? But like drinkable gravy.
Yeah, it's like beef stock like a warm beef flavoured drink.
No, it's disgusting.
But he loves it. He's like, him and his Grimsby Town football buddies all stand out there watching the football with a pie and a bovril being like, oi lad, put it in the net. You know.
Sorry, but it's like hot chocolate never made it to Grimsby, so they're like, this is what we'll do instead.
Just boiled beef flavouring.
No,
but apparently it's vegetarian, there's no meat in it.
Oh,
it's
right.
just beef flavoured.
That's like a pot noodle then, isn't it? Because they'll say it's like beef, but then it's just like little chunks of soya floating around in there. It's not actual. It's like beef flavour.
I've never heard of bovril in my life.
Yeah, no, you're not missing out.
The way he spoke about it, I was just so intrigued.
No, it's like Marmite, isn't it? You either love it or hate it, but it's disgusting all round and nobody should eat it.
Well, nobody's ever mentioned bovril to me, so I don't think it's that popular.
Welcome to England.
That's it.
Try some bovril. Great British cuisine.
I'll stick with my happy hippos for now.
Yeah, they're fucking... You know what? That's the northern diet, that is.
Let's go back to you growing up as a kid, moving around all of these places and sort of trying to discover and accept yourself, because obviously, how old are you, 28?
Yes, I'm 28.
Okay, so growing up, being gay wasn't a thing that was widely out there. Everyone's like, this is awesome, like it is sort of now. Or not even like it is sort of now. It's sort of getting that way, but...
No, it wasn't awesome at the time, I remember that. I mean, even now, today, you still hear some really awful shit. And, things that people say. And back then, it was more, those views were still out there, but it was worse in a way that nobody talked about it. So you knew that it was disgusting and wrong.
Yeah.
Because nobody would go there, and every time the subject was mentioned, you just see people really, tense, and it would just, it was a very sort of horrible British thing, I think. I mean, it's a global thing, isn't it? But I always grew up in places that were in the middle of nowhere, mostly. So I felt like the only gay in the village, literally. It was like, I mean, I didn't know I was gay for a long time, but there's something not quite. You're not the same as anyone else. You know there's something different about you, but you don't actually know what it is yet because you can't.
What made you feel that? Was it a feeling or was it?
I don't know. I mean, I was always a misfit anyway. I was never cool, never popular at any school. I was always beaten to a pulp. I mean, I was that kid, I was the
You're also very small as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Who would want to hurt you?
Well, arseholes. That's who, mate. Arseholes.
Cunts, mate. Fuck those cunts. You ever see them in the street? You tell me.
Just absolute knob cheeses. That's who. But... and I couldn't defend myself because I was very small and scrawny. I was like this tiny, ugly, spotty kid, and you can't defend yourself. So when people are shouting "leather" to you, you just think, oh, fair point, whatever.
When you were a kid, or
yeah, it's weird. It's like people knew before I did, and I mean, to be honest, calling another kid gay or lesbian or whatever, that was another way of insulting someone, whether it was true or not, whether they knew it about you or not. That was just don't be gay and you're disgusting, or you're a lesbian, or a lemon. That was the other one.
A lemon?
Yeah, apparently that meant lesbian. It was like...
Do you know what a lemon means in Australia?
No.
If something's a lemon, if you buy a car, like, second hand, and it's, like, dodgy and breaks down, like, it's like, oh, I bought a lemon, like, it's no good. Like,
oh, my God. So basically, over here, lesbians to you are used cars.
Yeah, used cars that break down shortly after.
I mean, I've been known to have a breakdown.
From time to time.
From time to time, But no, that's it was difficult. And when I realised I was gay, I freaked out majorly because I kept thinking, shit, what if somebody can like see through into my brain?
Oh my God,
and,
what if someone knows?
Yeah, what if someone can just tell because I realised it, so surely everyone else must realise it.
So what made you realise it?
Oh, right, okay. So I kind of knew from when I was about maybe 11, 12ish, I started, obviously you're thinking about certain women that you like and so on, and you start thinking, I should probably not think about people with those women in that way because obviously it's wrong. You can't. It's disgusting. No. Yeah. So I repressed it. You repress it like everyone else does. And
did you try, like in social situations where other girls your age might be talking about boys, and you'd be like, "Yeah, I think he's hot."
Yeah,
you try and like fake the funk, basically.
Oh yeah, I overcompensate.
I'm a part of the crew.
Yeah. Do you remember when I don't know if you got this at school, if it reached as far as Australia, right? But do you remember scented gel pens?
I remember gel pens, but not scented gel pens.
Oh man, right, okay. We had scented ones, so you could have like chocolate ones, like syrup ones, whatever. They just like you smelt the ink and it was like the smell of whatever.
Well, that's safe for you. We're just sniffing pens.
Anyway, so what happened at school was all the time the girls would write "I love" and then a question mark or the initials of like the guy that they liked, or they put the full name, whatever. They'd write it on their hand in like scented gel pen, and I'd do the same. I'd just copy, and obviously I'd always just go for the question mark because I didn't have a guy that I liked, but I kind of on a serious note,
So you just walk around with like "I love JB" or whatever on
yeah,
your
yeah,
hand.
basically, yeah.
But that guy would be at the school. So what happens if he saw your hand and he was like, "Is
well,
that
like
me?"
most of the time, the girls were going out with them, so it was all right. So.
Oh right, okay.
It's just like being. That would
It's
just be a bit upfront, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you was saying like you're giving up all the cards straight away by like writing
just
it on
getting
your
a
hand.
tattoo of their name on it.
And every day you have to rewrite it. So inefficient.
I mean, it was hard. That's what we did back then.
There was no Facebook status update.
No, you just
then.
fucking got to update my hand.
Get up there, man. This week I like Mark.
And he smells like bananas today. We were weird, right? But no, seriously, I remember panicking at the time because I saw the way the girls felt about these boys in school, and I kept thinking,
how old are you, like 12?
Maybe younger than that, I don't know, maybe like 10, 11 something.
Okay.
And I kept thinking, why don't I feel the same as them? And it scared me that I felt nothing, so I thought, what if I'm one of those like asexual seahorses or something?
What if I'm a seahorse?
What if I'm a seahorse? I mean, I was 10, fucking hell, come on. I wasn't quite like, maybe society has socially constructed me to believe that I'm heterosexual, you know? I wasn't that advanced. So I thought I was a seahorse, right? And I thought, oh shit, I don't feel anything for any of these guys. And some of them were really fit, they were really good looking, they were clever. You know, I had no reason to not fancy them, if that made sense. Some of them were like the nicest guys on the planet. And even now I know some of them that have gone on and they're doing really great things and they're still clever, they're still really nice. And anyway, that's obviously not the point, but yeah, I just remember feeling abnormal for not liking them. And then like a couple of years later, and this is when I realised, I was in a class and I really fancied my teacher, right? I thought she was like the best thing ever. I thought she was really attractive, I thought she was really funny, she was really clever. And I thought, oh, I can't be gay because the thought of kissing her would be disgusting, right? Yeah. It would be disgusting. So you should test that out on yourself and you should imagine yourself kissing her and you'll be repulsed, right? And I did it. And like my heart fell to my asshole because I thought, fuck, I enjoyed that. And that's when I realised. And I panicked. And I just thought, right, let's shut that away. That's never to be...
so how old was that? That was 14? 13?
No, yeah, like 12, 13 or something.
12. So you imagine kissing an adult female teacher.
Yeah, I was ahead of the time.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, even to this day, I've never really fancied women my own age. They've always had to be like middle-aged.
Really?
Yeah, I always had a thing for older women. Like,
that's so
I mean, I suppose back
intriguing.
then she wouldn't have been that much older than me, really. But,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I just mean, I never fancied anyone my own age. So that's probably why it took me till that point to sort of realise it, which I know is still early.
Yeah.
You know, because some people don't realise till like 40 or something, but, you know, it's, yeah.
Do you feel like you were glad that you sort of figured out your own head at the time that you did, and then you were able to like accept it, come out and do all that at 16 instead of sort of knowing but suppressing until you were like late 20s or even the age you are now? Do you feel like it would have... Like you've had more years where you were comfortable and you can enjoy yourself because you know where you are and who you are?
Absolutely right, because I don't like wasting time. I'm one of those people who doesn't like wasting time. And even when I knew, it was not long, it was a few years after that, I think it was 2005, where in Britain civil partnerships were legalised and it was all over the news. And me and my friends were talking at the time, like, oh, we can sort of get married now. You know, it was like a half-assed marriage, really. Like the Tories kind of did it as a way of sort of saying you could get married without calling it a marriage, you know, not to offend the straights, as it were. So and I thought, oh,
it's everything a marriage is without a marriage.
Yeah, effectively, yeah. And I remember thinking, oh, okay, we can do this now, so maybe it's safe if I just come out, get it over with. And to be honest, I had a friend at the time, and he was so ridiculously gay that he didn't even need to bother coming out. He was kind of a stereotype. He was very brave in a way. You know, he got a lot of stick. And I saw what he went through, and I thought, but he doesn't seem to give a fuck, you know. And so not long after he officially came out, I came out as well, and I told my parents. I mean, I told them I was bisexual at first because I thought maybe that will stop them, just in case they freaked out or anything. I just said, you know, I'm bisexual, so I pretended I was sort of half into guys. But then a year later, I was like, no, fuck that.
So you've never had any interactions with a guy? Like, never kissed a guy?
Oh, yeah, I definitely did. Yeah,
right.
As a teenager, yeah.
Right.
Like a lot of girls do. I mean, most girls do, don't they? But you just try to fit in.
You weren't having fun. Like, you're just doing it because you felt like you had to.
No, and I did stupid things like that because I was forcing myself more than other girls because I felt when I was closeted that I needed to overcompensate. And I thought if I did enough things like that I would come round to the idea.
You'd wean yourself out of it.
like just gradually I'm like, this will be fine. Like, no,
That's
it's
so
just
intriguing.
No, and it doesn't work like that, unfortunately.
So a question for you, and I don't know the answer to this, right? Do you feel like now you're more confident and you're more like able to go and explore and do other things because you overcame that like self-insecurity and anxiety at that point? So now you're like, I know exactly who I am, I know what I'm doing, and I can go out and achieve other things? Or do you feel like you're still anxious and like insecure in a way, even though you know who you are and you don't have to hide it?
Yeah, I know completely who I am, and I am very, very happy with who I am, and that's never been an issue. The issue is the rest of the world and how it makes me feel.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a very, very anxious person. I have an anxiety disorder. It's something that I started speaking about openly recently because I just think, there's nothing to be ashamed of. There's a lot of issues in the world, and there's a lot of discrimination, and I think it's important to talk about these things. So I always feel anxious, I always feel uneasy. I don't feel accepted in a lot of scenarios, in a lot of places, because we still live in a world where you are treated as subhuman.
Yeah.
Your opinions aren't valid, you're not a proper person, because you're not a straight person, or even, you're not... Even the woman thing, it's hard. In certain places it's hard to be a female, depending on what kind of work you go into, I suppose, and so on.
So do you feel like you've accepted yourself, but society hasn't accepted you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm fine,
okay.
But other people's attitudes can be disgusting. I mean, I've worked in places, even in recent years, right, where people won't ask me what I did on the weekend because they know I will mention my wife, and it makes them uncomfortable because it's like they think that we just sit at home. Like at home we just have sex parties and we're all disgusting, weird, we're just
sex parties.
Yeah, they make out like we're some seedy, we live this
underground
crazy
life.
This massive alternative lifestyle. And what? Some people do live that lifestyle, and that's completely fine.
Lock each other in cages.
Yeah, exactly.
Eat raw meat and
stuff oranges in their mouth, sellotape each other to the wall, that kind of thing.
It does sound like fun.
It does. Why not exercise? But that's the thing, but the truth is, we are normal, believe it or not. We're so fucking boring, just like the rest of you. We just go home, straight into pyjamas, watch TV, get up Saturday morning, go to Aldi. We're not any different. But you'd be surprised by how many people will kind of find you uncomfortable to speak to because it makes them feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I'm all about making people feel at ease because I know what it's like to have anxiety.
Yeah.
But straight people don't have as many problems in that respect. They don't have to check themselves when they go out. They don't have to be careful in certain situations. They don't have to deal with discrimination in that area.
Yeah.
They have got nothing to worry about, right? And it's funny, really. I have anxiety, but I feel I spend a lot of my life reassuring other people when they don't need that reassurance. Do you know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm normal, you can talk to me, I'm human, You
go out of your way to make them feel comfortable, even in a scenario where you may not feel comfortable, you find comfort in their comfort.
I mean, I'm the most socially awkward person on the planet. Like, I can't...
See, I don't believe that.
No, I am.
I find you socially awkward at all.
Yeah, but I do, I overshare, which is probably what I'm doing now.
No, that's fine. This is what this is.
Yeah, I mean...
There's no content if you don't overshare.
Well, yeah, I mean, around people I really admire or respect, I can clam up, I get really scared. It depends on the day, doesn't it? Anxiety can hit you like a brick. Other days it'll leave you alone, and I'll have days where I'm smashing it, I'll be absolutely fine, but then there's days where I find it really hard to socially interact. I was talking to some comedians on one of the first gigs I ever did, and because I was so nervous because I was about to do my first thing, I went up to one and I said to her, I was like, hey, Strange Ways Prison, and I started giving her facts about Strange Ways Prison. And
what facts do you know?
I know, right? This is what was weird. I didn't know how to sort of have a normal conversation, but hi, how are you? What do you do for a living? Straight away, I was like, there are people buried in the walls to this day. Straight away. But that's the kind of person I am, right? And then I just think it's so weird how other people have the cheek to be uncomfortable around me because I'm gay. It affects them in some way. It's like, it's not catching, you fucking idiot. I'm not going to change your life. If we could make other people gay, do you not think we'd have done it by now?
Yeah.
I mean, the world would be a much nicer looking place if we could turn everyone gay.
It is very, very interesting. I was even saying last night, obviously me mate Cam's here and we're both straight blokes, right? can't help it. But I've said, and other people have said as well, I think being a gay bloke would be so much more fun. Because obviously I have a girlfriend right now. I love her very much. We have a fantastic time together and a great relationship, right? But sometimes I'm just like, why does she think like this? Like, why does she do these things? And like, I'd speak to women about it and I go, she's doing this, this and this. And they go, yeah, what's wrong with that? And I'm like, like I just get like so frustrated. Whereas I talk to blokes and he's like, mate, it's just women. Like you can't figure it out. Sometimes you just gotta like.
See, I don't think it's a woman thing though. I think it's a person thing. I think we associate traits with gender. I mean, in a way, yeah, we all act like stereotypical men and women because that's the way we're raised. I mean, if you think women are dramatic, you have to remember some women are raised to be dramatic because we're perceived as women, aren't we? And women are told that they're nuts and hysterical from day one.
Yes.
That's why. I mean, a person doesn't, no one's born believing in a certain religion, are they? They're raised to believe that. It's the same with gender. You act a certain way because that's been put onto you from the start. But so, when people say stuff like, like you've just said, women can be so complicated sometimes, it'd be easier to be gay. It's like, well, no, I think it's just down to a person, it just depends on who you're with and who gets you. And I mean, for example, me and my wife were very open and honest with each other. If something pisses us off, we tell each other straight away. I mean, even if we don't, you can tell, I can just tell there's something wrong. And I just think if you're honest straight away, it just leaves no room for messing about, no games, nothing like that. We just say straight away, look, this has made me angry, this has made me upset, let's resolve it. And then that's that, done.
Yeah.
I just think it's easier to just any relationship, straight, gay, whatever, you just approach everything and you just be open and honest, and then there's just less room for drama, isn't there?
Yeah.
I can't bear drama. I mean, I get anxious. I can't even watch like soaps or anything. I just think how much drama do people need in their lives?
I can't watch soaps.
Stresses me out. I mean, they're shit anyway, but it's just the fact that like, how can so much happen on one street? I mean, fucking pull yourselves together. I know it's written like that, but I can't cope with drama or anxiety, and people that just invite it because they're bored. When people get bored of their lives and they create some shit because they just...
It is fun to watch.
I hate that. I really hate it. I hate it though. I just think, really? You've just invented an argument because you're bored. It's like, get a hobby.
Do something with your time.
I know. I mean, maybe I'm just saying I'm somebody that doesn't have a lot of friends, so I just try not to argue with people. It's just easier.
So why did you get into comedy? What's drawn you into comedy? Because you don't really have a funny profession, like.
No, I really don't.
Is it because your life is so unfunny that you want some comedy?
Nice.
Like, but you're a. Can I say what you do?
Yeah. I'm a proofreader and copywriter. Yeah.
Just reads people's documents.
Like, yeah.
There's not much fun and excitement.
No. I've wanted to do stand-up comedy ever since I can remember. Yeah.
Okay.
But because I've got anxiety and major issues, self-esteem wise, I didn't have the guts to do it. I didn't, and I thought, and then suddenly one day I woke up and I thought, I keep thinking of excuses to put it off, like, I'll wait till the braces are off, or I'll wait till I've achieved X, Y, and Z, or I'll get therapy or something,
Yeah.
But then I thought, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to keep procrastinating, and procrastination is like
fear.
Yeah, and people with anxiety, we procrastinate like no one else, right? We are so good at it, it's unreal. And I didn't want to wake up 85 one day and I hadn't done it.
And think,
yeah. So I've always wanted to do it. I'm still, obviously, as you know, it's early days. I've only done like 5 gigs.
Yeah.
And it's my own fault that it's that smaller number, because obviously it's been going on for about 3 months now, but I get so worked up about it that I leave breaks in between because I freak out, and then like I do it again and I'm like, oh, that's not so bad, I should do another one to keep it going, and then I don't, and then it just kind of escalates. But no, it's something I've always wanted to do, and I like my work, it's fine, it's my day job, pays the bills, I'm very grateful, but I've always wanted to make people laugh, I've always wanted to make a difference in another way, because I don't believe that correcting spelling mistakes is changing the world.
Is for you the changing the world and making an impact more important to you than financial gain? Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I've always said I'd rather be in a job that I love with really shit money than like a job that I hate with loads of money. I've always said that, and I still believe that, even though I can't do all the things that I want to do. I'm not loaded like a lot of people I know. But I don't think I can change the world with comedy. I don't think a lot of people can. I mean, I want to use it as a platform for visibility reasons. I think for women, gay people, it's very important. We need more gay, female, and black and ethnic minority comedians out there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think from that perspective, yeah, but I don't think little old me can change the world in a really
why
epic
not
way.
though? Do you feel like you can't change the world because you won't let yourself change the world, or you're not capable enough, or where does the...
Because like, I don't know if anyone can cure
Well, you don't
cancer
know, you
through
don't know if
laughter.
anyone can change it.
Yeah.
Not just you. You don't know if it's possible for anyone.
No, I don't think it's possible to be the biggest changer of things on the planet without destroying a few things on the way. You know, everything works in a sort of
You got to have the
symbiotic
good to enjoy
relationship.
it. You got to have the good to enjoy the bad. I mean, the bad to enjoy the good.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you know, nothing's ever done completely ethically, is it, or clean? You know, there's always there's a lot of compromises you have to make. And I think that's the same with comedy, isn't it? I suppose that you could be the nicest person on the planet, but you still have to put yourself out there and do the whole big I am, and sometimes you have to think, oh, I need to beat this person or that person, I need to get ahead, you know. And I imagine it's like that with a lot of things, isn't it? You've got to...
What's your perception on
compete,
changing the world, though? What do you consider as a world changer?
I don't know if it's changing the world, but I think it's changing your own world. Definitely, I like to change my own world. I mean, one of my biggest reasons for starting doing stand-up, aside from the fact I've always wanted to do it, is that I feel it will help get rid of my anxiety. Not get rid of it permanently. I'll always be...
You'll learn to manage it better, though.
Yeah, I'll always be insane, but I will always... I know that it will get better because it's exposure, isn't it? Feel the fear and do it anyway. And I think stand-up is one of the best things and the worst things you can do for your self-confidence, you know? So, yeah, in a way, it might drag me down. So you never know, it could go the other way. I could end up worse. Who knows? But let's find out, you know?
Let's find out. Well, I want to know more about you in the points leading up to here, where you are now. So what was your, family upbringing like?
Do we have to go there?
Is it not good?
No, it was average. It was average,
boring?
but yeah. I find all families boring.
Yeah.
I find all weddings boring.
Interesting. And you don't want to have any children?
No, never.
Okay.
No, I really don't like kids, and I know that sounds awful.
No, you
because I was once a kid, but I didn't like myself, so that I'm allowed to say it.
Interesting.
Kids, no, I don't like kids, and you know, when I finished uni, I thought, I'll go into teaching, I'll be quite good at that. But I did a year working as a teaching assistant, and then I thought, fuck this, Jesus Christ, you know. And they were teenagers, so they weren't even
They were no little kids.
Yeah, I couldn't cope with that. It's too intense. I take my hat off to people that can raise kids, though. I know it's difficult.
Yeah.
But I like my freedom. And I like being selfish. People call you selfish when you don't have kids, which is really weird, isn't it? Because
you just said you like being selfish.
Yeah. No, which obviously I don't mean, because it's not being selfish. It's just being self-determining, isn't it? It's just doing what you want and not following what the world tells you to do. The world tells you, grow up, get a job, get married, have kids, retire, die, basically. That's what you're meant to do. I don't want to do that. I mean, obviously I've got to die at some point, but you know.
I don't want to.
No, exactly. But no, I can't afford to look after myself. And when people say to people, you're selfish because you've not had children, why? Who am I being selfish towards? The planet? The planet does not need more people. We are the sole reason the world is fucked.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to add more people to that. And I can't imagine, if I had a baby now, right, what would that kid be doing in 20 years from now? Would there be any jobs left?
Yeah.
Manchester would be by the fucking sea.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it? It would be a coastal city. What would you be giving that child? What kind of a future would you be giving that child? I mean, I'm probably being really unfair. I'm not trying to be too bleak. I'm hoping the future will be bright. And I've got friends that have had kids and I'm really happy for them. But people always say to you, you should give it a go, you'll love it.
It's not a give it a go thing.
Yeah,
though,
I know.
It?
They'll be like,
it's a pretty fucking hectic commitment.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like a marriage where you can undo that. You know, you've got to be a parent. You've got to be a good role model, and you've got to. And I would like to be. If I was maternal and I did want kids, right? I'd want to be quite well off, you know, so that I could give them the stuff that I never had, and so that they'd have a good start in life, you know. And I don't think it's good. It wouldn't be good for me to bring a kid into the world and not be able to feed it or give it the basics, give it the best start. And I can't afford to keep myself. I mean, why would I pass that on to a child? How is that selfish? I'm doing something really good here by not.
I don't understand why people would call you selfish. Are these people usually parents or not even parents? Just
yeah,
people?
usually breeders, straight people.
Yeah, breeders. Is that what we're called now?
Yeah,
like
breeders.
dogs.
Yeah, just
like rabbits.
Yeah, gross.
So, do you feel like this is going to be a weird question, right? Do you feel like if you were straight, you would be more maternal?
No, I don't think I was.
Interesting.
I would be. No, I believe firmly. I mean, there are straight people in my family, right? I know them. I get along with them. I mean,
seen a straight person.
I've seen them. I don't judge them. I mean, I wouldn't. I don't mind it.
I wouldn't dabble in that.
Yeah. I mean, it's only when they start going on about it, it just gets a bit much.
I love this.
Ramming their lifestyle down my throat.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I've like my auntie and uncle. They're married. They're a straight couple, and they don't have kids. I'm sure they've had that flack all their life. They were like, why don't you have kids? Why don't you have kids? Well, I'm guessing they've spoken about it. Yeah. They don't want to do it.
My aunt and uncle don't have kids either.
And they want to just, do you know what? They go on loads of holidays. They've got a nice house. Well, good for fucking them. You know what I mean? And I think often the people that judge and say these things are often the people that have had kids because they felt they've had to. I mean, maybe even some that really wanted kids and they love it and stuff. But I think sometimes they do feel a bit like, that could have been my life. I could have been a bit. I mean, me and my wife.
Jealousy thing.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I love about my lifestyle, right, is that I don't have a lot of money or anything like that. But if I decide I want to go and do something, I can just do it at the drop of a hat. I don't need to pre-arrange childcare. I don't even have pets for the same reason. I just don't want any commitment. I just want to be able to. I don't even have a house plant. Is that really weird? I don't know. I mean, I've got a cactus, but that's,
I find that fascinating though, because I feel like I want to live like that, and I did live like that. Like when I left Australia, I was so excited to sell everything. Yeah. I have nothing left. What is in this house is all I have, and I don't own half this furniture. Like this is a fully furnished house. So I could pack a suitcase tomorrow and leave if I wanted to. Yeah. And I love that freedom, but at the same time, I'm really excited by the idea of having my own home, my own family, a dog.
I'm the same though. I am the same. It's a schizophrenic relationship you have, isn't it?
It's so weird. Because I want to be so free and no strings attached. But I also like the idea of you can't be no strings attached if you take this. And it's like, where am I going to go? Yeah. What one's the best option? And obviously now I'm with Hazel, and Hazel is so maternal. She's like, I want kids. She goes, the only job I want to have in this world is to be a mother, and a teacher is her other job, right? So she's like bang up for kids, right? Really. But that's good
though, and I really admire people that know exactly what they want, because I never know what I want. My mind changes every 2 seconds, you know, and I think that's like an anxiety thing. It's your brain is on fire all the time. It's all over the place. Yeah. But I do know what I want in terms of my freedoms. But I also enjoy having the home that I have with my wife. I enjoy being married. I enjoy being with her. I enjoy that boring side of my life. But I also enjoy the fact that if we both just want to go away for a weekend, we don't have to
ask anybody's permission.
We
sort anything
we can just
out.
Be like, fuck it.
The only thing you're sorting out is who's putting petrol in the car.
Exactly. And I love being spontaneous. I don't think my wife is as spontaneous. She likes to plan things a bit more, which I think is probably a more sensible thing. Absolutely.
Yeah, you're a bit like me.
I'll just
be
like, let's do it.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, but we can't afford it. And I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah. Credit, what up?
Yeah, exactly. Like if I hadn't have met her, I'd probably be homeless.
Really?
No, I'm joking. I'm just sometimes a little irresponsible, I think. I don't think I live for the now, I don't think about the future, which is probably why I probably don't have a lot set up for the future, but I think that's okay. I kind of like seeing where things go anyway, just in terms of it could be work, or it could be social life, or where you live. It could be anything. I just think it's good not to know and not to plan. I think it's kind of, everyone has a sense of what they want to do. Yeah. I'd love to live in Edinburgh one day. That's something that we are trying to work towards, We want to move to Scotland. That's something we want to do.
For comedy purposes or just for life?
Both. For comedy it'd be great, wouldn't it? Yeah. Because you could just dip in and out at the Fringe whenever you want and not have to pay loads of money for a hotel, But no, I love it up there. I think it's beautiful. It's fun. It's got a lot going for it. Politically, I think it's better. I like it. I do. I love Manchester. I really do. And it's the first city I've lived in, and I'll always be grateful to it. It's given me a lot of opportunities, and I've met some really cool people, especially in the comedy world.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's so fucking nice, you know. I've not met one
We
arsehole
are
yet.
nice.
You know?
Oh, there's some cunts out there. I'll tell you off air.
Yeah. I mean,
to
you
watch
know.
out for.
Oh, yeah.
You know who you are.
Oh, yeah, we know who you are. Yeah.
They don't listen to this shit.
I mean, I had one person, like, just sort of tell me what kind of jokes I should or shouldn't be making, and I just thought, you know what, I'll do my own thing, and if it doesn't work out, that's okay. You
gotta
know?
tell me who this is.
I'm not telling you.
Not on the
yeah,
mic.
but I don't
No.
see men, so I can't remember his name or what his face is.
Really? I
just
reckon I know
remember-
exactly who it is.
I probably wouldn't be able to tell you because I don't even know myself.
I can tell you who it is.
But it was just like, it didn't bother me. It was just a friendly conversation. But like, then sometimes you just think, yeah, there's like some people that you'll meet in life that you never gel with immediately. But seriously, like 99% of the people that I've met in the world of comedy so far are so lovely.
Yeah.
And you know what? Most of them are as fucked up as I am, which is
Or
great.
even more fucked up.
Exactly, and I love that. You know that often if you were the misfit in school in some way, I mean, a lot of comedians are misfits, aren't they? Don't you think?
I do think it. What's weird for me is that I wasn't really like the misfit in school, so to speak. So when I was like really young, because I had ADHD, I found it really hard at school, and I would like have like anger outbursts and that, but I still wasn't really the misfit. Like I still had like a group of friends. Everyone sort of knew who I was. I was loud, I was well spoken to an extent, but I was also like super aggressive, hyperactive, would never pay attention in class, was always just goofing off and trying to be silly basically. So it was always like really weird, and I never had like a terribly like hard upbringing. Like my parents were still together, we just lived in a regular house. We weren't poor, but we weren't rich. It was just life went on. So I feel like I don't have all these like crazy hard experiences to draw from in terms of comedy, but since I've like grown up, I like left the nest when I was like 18, and I was like, boom, I'm off. Like, you know, the world's my oyster. And I feel like I've lived a way more exciting life than I did between like 1 and 18.
Oh, definitely.
Like-
you grew up in Australia. That's
Yeah.
10 times more exciting than growing up here. Absolutely.
But like I find your lives like very interesting. Like these small town living, these small houses. You go to the same school.
Yeah.
You know everyone that's there. It's all very interesting to me.
Yeah, I don't like that. See, I won't live anywhere that ends in Shire now because I can't cope with... No, because I lived in a small... So obviously in my teenage years, those are your most formative years, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I lived in a very small Tory town, and everyone knew everyone.
What was it called?
Stone?
Stoneshire or just
Stone. Just Stoneshire, we can call it that. But, you know, and it was nice. It was pretty. I don't resent it, but everyone knew everyone. And everyone seemed happy with that. You know, some people like a close-knit community, but for me it was a bit curtain twitchy, and it was, oh, this person's like this, and you know, people would talk about each other too much. I mean, you get that anywhere you go, but I didn't like being in the middle of nowhere because I think it's the gay thing as well. I realised that I was gay, and as soon as I told people, then obviously everybody knew at that point. You know,
you had a label as well.
Yeah.
And there was something that made you different to everybody else.
No, exactly, yeah, and therefore suddenly everyone in the town knew overnight. So you do feel like they were going to come after you with pitchforks. That's what it felt like. I mean, no one did.
That would be a good story.
I mean, you know, I had a plant pot thrown at me once, but it
Really?
wasn't. Yeah, I mean, I was on
Why?
shift at work.
For being a lesbian.
Yeah, pretty much.
How did they know though? They just knew because they knew who you were?
Yeah, like
Okay.
word just goes around, doesn't it? You know, teenagers are horrible, aren't
So
they?
they came up and they were like, lesbian, where's the nearest pot? And then just...
Well, yeah, basically, I was working in a Subway at the time, you know, the sandwich place. Why are you laughing at my...
What is that story? No, keep going.
No, so I had to work in Subway, as we do.
Yeah.
I was just behind the counter serving people. And there were some teenagers hanging around outside. And they were just fucking about, you know. And then, I can't even remember, but I think somebody I was working with, he was just like a teenage lad. He made a joke about me being a lesbian. And obviously that just gave the boys that were coming in and out just messing about, it gave them more of a license to act up.
Yeah.
So then they sort of threw a plant pot through the door just to like make a point as, do you know?
Like, we don't accept
Like, lesbian,
lesbians, but we love nature? What's the point?
They don't like nature, they're abusing it.
Oh.
But yeah, no, they just opened the door and threw a plant pot and shouted lesbian at me, and I just turned to the guy and I was like, that's your fault.
And how old are you at this point? Like 17?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh
so.
my gosh.
You know. So, and that's the thing, when everybody in the town knows, you just feel everyone's looking at you, and I just wanted to, I mean, I knew of one other lesbian that was in the town.
Do you think that contributed to your anxiety?
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah.
I've always been petrified of everything.
Yeah.
But
And you're also like not very big either, so I can see how going outside and is like almost dangerous. Like I feel like when I'm with you, I'm like, oh, I have to protect her. Like maybe something terrible might happen. It's like having like a little child.
yeah, I know.
But then for you, like living it, like you have the mind of a 28-year-old, but like the body of a child. You're just like everything. Like you could get like hurt. Just like on accident, like I could turn around and just like smash you over.
I'm not that small. There are people smaller than me. Maybe I'm just smaller because you're so tall.
I know, I feel so big, and I feel like I have to be very careful with my size. Even with my girlfriend now, like she's a regular size girl, but like I'll just like move my leg and just like smash into her. She'll be like, "Oh no, you've hurt me."
See,
and I'm just
my
like,
wife thinks I always injure her by accident because I don't know. I'm just.
Is she smaller than you?
No, she's taller than me.
Oh,
I just
right.
sort of like sometimes I'll just turn around and poke her for no reason.
Yeah,
Like just.
but I'm a very big person, and I need to like you know control my size.
But yeah, no, that's the thing. I never defended myself when I was young,
Yeah.
like from verbal or physical abuse, because you can't.
Yeah.
Well, even if you've got the mouth karate, you can't preempt what someone's going to do.
Yeah.
And once I did stick up for myself in school, and I shouted something back to a bully.
Yeah.
Because I was so cool. I had bullies.
Fuck 'em.
I know. I was like, stop bullying me, guys. Great stuff.
Classic heckler put down.
Exactly.
Stop heckling me.
Yeah, I'm going to be great at heckles, aren't I? Fucking hell. So yeah, and then obviously somebody then smashed a chair off the back of me. So I thought, yeah, I'm never going to.
Way.
Yeah, I know. In front of like the entire class. So I thought, well, I'm never defending myself again. So
That's hectic. Was your comeback stop bullying me, or did you insult them?
No, I probably just swore at them or something.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. Probably
That's
because
classic.
they gave me concussion.
See, I remember I went to a new school. So obviously I moved from New Zealand to Australia when I was like 12 years old, and I had 1 year at a private school. I was very well behaved. It was an all-boys Catholic school, and I was like, have to be good, like, because I was very poorly behaved in New Zealand. Then my parents were like, we can't afford to send you to this school anymore. You go into like a state school, which is like state comprehensive, like rough school. And I was like, it's all right, I'm ready for the rough school, like, you know. And I had my sort of New Zealand mentality, because like people would make fun of my accent and like just all sorts of things. Just
Wait,
I was
are you actually from New Zealand?
Yeah, I was born in New Zealand.
Fucking hell.
But I've grown up
You've
in
been
Australia.
lying to everybody.
I just tell people I'm from Australia. I have an Australian passport. My whole family's in Australia.
Right,
Like,
whatever.
everything I have is in Australia. I was just born in New Zealand.
Okay, cool.
So that's it. And
Right.
this is a New Zealand rugby team that I follow. This is what this jersey is.
Yeah, I mean, that does explain it, but because I don't know sports, that could have been anything to me.
It doesn't matter. But I got to this new school, and we were like 14, and I was sitting in a math class, and this kid that I didn't really know, we just started having like a back and forth, and he was like, your mum's fat, and I was like, your mum's a slag, and then he's like stuck in like something else, and it was sort of going back and forth, and I was like, right, well, I'm not having this. And just in the middle of the math class, I just stood up from my desk, and I just punched him clean in the face, and then it just kicked off. So we're like full fist fighting, like two 14-year-olds in a math class. Female math teacher is like, oh my god, heavens above, like so we both get like suspended, like terrible outcome. But I've been at the school for like 3 weeks, but then I got this label of the guy that if you say something to, he'll engage in a fight with you. And at that point I didn't know how to fight, so I just get into like these altercations with people because they're like, if we poke this kid enough, he'll wind up. But then I ended up like damaging people because I was really angry, and I was like, oh, I just want to be back in New Zealand. Like I was just like hating it, and then I sort of came to like accept myself, calmed right down, and then when I got into learning how to fight and defend myself, never get into any fights now.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing.
dangerous.
I think maybe I would have done that if I'd have been bigger and I was stronger and I was a different person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would have had a crack at, defending myself physically, but I had absolutely no chance. So it was
I can't imagine what that's like, because I always had my size on my side. And I always had a mouth on me as well.
I know. I mean, I had really tall friends that got bullied and they didn't stick up for themselves either.
Yeah.
And I used to think, come on, you've at least got something like
Come
a
on.
barrier, like fucking pull yourself together.
Pull yourself together. You're like bullying them for being bullied.
Exactly. I was a bully to the other bullies, clearly. But,
Take them down.
But I would have loved to have been expelled from school for beating up a bully, that would have been great. I just got like told off for really stupid shit,
You forgot your pencil sharpener, you silly goose.
Well, no, I almost got kicked out of sixth form for in the school theatre. There's like stairs going down the sides of the theatre, and me and my friend sat in a cardboard box and pushed each other down. And the teacher found out and went mental and like almost chucked us out of the school. And I don't know why. That's not a big deal, is it? Really?
No, not really.
What fucking psycho? I mean, it's because we YouTubed it, I think. But and I remember saying on the YouTube video, "Oh, it'd be funny if Miss," and then I said her name, like if she saw this, and then like she played it back to me, and I was like,
"Oh, this is not as funny as I thought it would be."
It was hilarious. But yeah, that's hardcore me.
So you haven't had many gigs in comedy. So what is the plan for, let's say, 2019? Are you gonna start gigging more frequently? I know you said you like to live in the moment, so I don't want to cast your mind forward too much.
No. That's the thing that I want to do. I want to run full steam ahead at comedy, right? That's what I want to do, but I need to find a way of scooping the anxious part of my brain to allow me to get on with it. So I'm going to do tonight and hope I don't fuck it up and have a heart attack. I know I just need to do loads in a row and then that will help, but I just need to get to the stage where I can do that. And I'm just going to hit 2019 with everything I can, hopefully. I'm trying to be optimistic.
Are you going to start travelling outside of Manchester?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I did my first gig in Rill, so I did Wales as my first one, mostly because I thought if it goes badly, did it even happen?
Yeah.
If no one's there to witness it, it didn't happen. So, and luckily it went really, really well, but it went too well, I think, which I know sounds really like a knobby thing to say. Yeah. But
you've never been able to reach the dizzying heights you were able to achieve in Rill.
I think all of them bar one gig went well. But because I got some really ridiculously nice compliments in Rill, and people said such nice things to me. Like, I've never been complimented that much in my life, in such a short amount of time. And the things people said were like, whoa, okay, that's really nice. And then after that, I thought, oh yeah, this is going to be easier than I thought. Maybe I'll be okay. And then when it came to the second one, I felt there was I put too much expectation on myself. I put too much pressure on myself, and I fucked it up. And mostly because there was like a couple of professional comedians in the audience, like people that I knew and respected. Like, I'd watched their work, and for them to be in on your second gig, I mean, that was just cruel. And I just stood there and like nobody laughed at my jokes apart from one. And then I just sort of bailed halfway through. I was like, right, thank you very much, bye!
Thanks very much, guys. Have a good night. See ya.
I was like, I'm going to go and kill myself now. Goodbye. It was fine, but then, the third one went fine, the fourth one went fine. It was just, but yeah, I'm more terrified now than I was at the very beginning, and I don't know why.
It's because you've tasted failure. And I feel like at the start you hadn't tasted failure. I feel like that's the thing you had to do. See, I didn't taste failure for ages, right? And I had a set that was polished. And I went out to the Comedy Coach, Flying Coach with Benjamin Barry Watkins in Hazel Grove and delivered 10 minutes to crickets.
Wow.
Nothing.
Yeah.
You've seen me perform a lot of times. When do I ever perform and get no laughs?
Yeah, I know. And that's the fear, isn't it? Because, like I said, my first gig had gone so well, I thought, okay, the punchlines that I have written have worked, so they will work everywhere. Again. I was being a bit naive, I think, and I just thought as long as I'm confident and I say things in the right way, it should be okay. Yeah. But then it was like crickets, and I thought, come on guys, we're all here to support each other, this is supposed to go well. I laughed at your jokes, come on, laugh at mine, just do it. But yeah, it just I know.
When you start begging them that it seems desperate.
I know. I wouldn't even get to that. I was just traumatized after that, and I felt really crappy before doing it as well, so I kind of knew it wasn't going to go well. And I just melted down after that, and I sort of went home, lay in a fetal position. And even though it happened for everyone that particular night, so I wasn't alone. It was just a flat room. So it wasn't just me or anything. And I know I'm not great. I'm only 5 gigs in. That's fucking normal. That's the way it's meant to be. You're supposed to be shit in your first year. But I need to keep reminding myself of that, and I put way too much pressure on myself. But that's what people, I think, with anxiety do. And because I care so much, I care too much. I care so much about comedy, and it's been the thing I've always wanted to do, that I don't want to let it down. And I don't want to fuck it up. I don't want to be unself-aware either. Like, say if I'm doing this for 5 years or whatever, if I'm unfunny, I want someone to say to me, you're not funny. Get a different job, kind of thing, I want that to be the case. I don't want to be one of those people that's like constantly doing it and they're not funny, and
Yeah.
you just, I mean, I'd love to be one of those people. I would love to have that confidence, you know, because they don't give a shit and they're just doing it. And I think, good for you. Do you know what? Everyone needs a hobby. Everyone deserves to have fun. Good. But I just
Yeah.
wish that I had that same level of confidence, but I also want to be self-aware. So if
Yeah.
I'm ever shit, then I want someone to say to me, "You're shit, give it up," you know?
If you know, do you know the New Zealand comedian here, Cam McLeod?
Yes.
He's been around for a little while
Yeah, he's
here
a
in
sweetie.
Manchester. He's a lovely guy, but
Yeah.
he said when he started doing comedy, that was the only time of the week he felt like he was really being himself. In his regular life, when he was off stage, he was like, he wasn't happy with himself, he wasn't happy with what he was doing, nothing was bringing him any joy. And that moment he stood up on that stage and he got to say the things that he thought was funny and people agreed with him with their laughs was like the greatest moment of his month. And
Yeah.
that was when he was doing 1 gig a month, because that was all he had to do. And
Yeah.
he was like, you have to ride the high of that gig for another 30 days until you could do it again. And I just find that so fascinating.
No, I agree. And I think when you come off stage after you've done a really good gig, there's no feeling like it.
Yeah.
And it's weird because for that half an hour after that, or however long the effect lasts, I'm normal. As in, I mean, socially normal. I'm not anxious. I feel free, and it's great. I mean, I'm terrified throughout the entire thing, and I can't wait for it to be over. If you know what I mean. But, you know, but after it, if I know it's gone well, I think, fuck yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
This is a good feeling. But it's just hoping that you can get to the point where you always feel comfortable and you look forward to it. But yeah, no, I totally relate to that though, because it's the one time that you feel you can be yourself, you feel you're alive, you know, you feel that you're talking about the stuff that you can't often say in the workplace, you know, you can make awkward lesbian jokes, one of my favourite things to do,
Yeah.
you know.
And everyone loves it.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Well, look, Heather, thank you so much for coming on. If people want
Thank you for having me.
We've done over an hour. Can you
Fuck.
believe it?
I know, time.
Time to have another fucking hippo.
It is time.
If people want to follow your comedy journey, do you have Facebook page, or are you still on personal Facebook
I
pages?
do. I've got a personal one, but I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Heather C. Price. If you want pictures of cats that are not mine,
Yep.
pictures of Madonna,
Okay.
just
Typical lesbian on
Lesbian-
social media.
lesbian content, everyone. Follow me for sexy lesbian content. As
You want to
can-
look at pussies and
When
Madonna.
people look at me and my Instagram, they think Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
Living the fucking dream. Yeah, follow me, guys. I have no followers. Follow me.
Yes, absolutely. She needs your approval.
Like, genuinely needs validation. Please love me.
Thank you for coming on, Heather.
Thanks for having me, mate.
I've enjoyed this, and thank you very much for the snacks. Oh, don't push them towards me. This is bad. This is bad.
There's one left. Do it.
There's 2 left.
Oh,
I'm going to
Yeah.
eat a Kinder Happy Hippo, everybody. Do yourself a fucking favour.
yeah.
We'll be back. The next episode is going to be Mr. Kevin Berry. So stay listening.